look at NCCIH in 500 years. What will that look like? And what we're saying is we've laid the path, we've opened up the gates and laid the foundation for the generations that we won't be able to see, but we know that we have left them this enormous amount of content, work, publications, research that will benefit them in being able to address Indigenous health and address Indigenous value sets. So what I'm seeing in the next 20 years, with the progression of technological advancement, we are able to then say, hey, at some point we may be just able to go to NCCIH and click on a hologram of one of our nurses. We may be able to we'll be able to know that here is a facility that was able to maintain the audio, the live recording of our nurses and what the lived experience of their professional practice was at that point in time. What we're also hopeful is that in the next decades to come for the Collaborating Center is that it will also provide a touch point, a home base for undergraduate, graduate, academic, traditional healers, knowledge keepers of the information that will be important.
Plus d'être capable de se connecter à cette réalité-là. Donc, c'est extrêmement important. Puis, dans le futur, je verrai le centre devenir encore plus présent, encore plus comme une référence en la matière pour les peuples des Premières Nations, Métis et Inuits, où est-ce que les gens se seraient davantage encore connus et sur lesquels on pourrait s'appuyer justement comme une force de plus pour nous appuyer dans le travail et dans aussi ce qu'on souhaite travailler avec les différents partenariats qu'on peut établir dans chacun de nos domaines.
I always ask kind of whose voice is at the table and whose voice is in the room. And so I think I'd love to see even more growth of initiatives that have youth voices at the center, again, that bring us together across our diversity and that can be responsive to the shifting needs and realities, health realities in our communities. NCCH works with such an incredible network of researchers, of medical professionals, service providers, community leaders, locally and nationally and internationally. So having more opportunity to grow those networks and also especially to come together and hear and listen to each other, I think is really key, because the more we, so often as Indigenous scholars, researchers, educators, we're often responding externally to kind of societal changes, government priorities, that kind of thing. And so really having opportunities to turn towards each other, to speak to each other, learn from each other. I think that's part of what I'm excited about, I guess. Okay.